Hey, for the third time today, I am going to talk to you right now about how to define a film device in your essay. Now, this is not mandatory. This is if you want to, one, you might need more words, or really it's for the students that have already defined a film device in in the film device paragraph. So it's not something that you've got to do. It's just that for those of you that have been defining, this is the correct way to do it. Okay, so it's not mandatory. It's just something else you could add to the paper if you wanted to. So first, here is a picture of a film device that you might define, because a lot of you tried to define close up. So here is a screenshot of the actual term. Okay, if you scroll all the way down, you'll see film terms defined. That's where if you click on that, you're going to see all of the. Here's the actual first page of the book. So it kind of tells you all the terms that you might be using in your paper. Okay, that's where you would click on to get that. All right, so I'm going to use close up, which is a shot that often shows a part of the body filling the frame, traditionally a face, but possibly a hand, eye, or mouth. That's what I'm going to define. Okay, so here is what you would use for the works cited, but we have to look at authors' names. So you've got three, okay? Gossick, Barsom, and Mahanan, whoever that is. So we are going to say, according to Karen Gossick, that's our first author that's mentioned here. The rest is we're going to call it et al., which means it's really just referring to the other two authors. We're just not going to say their names. When you have three or more, you don't mention their names. Okay, so here's just an example. So topic sentence, the film devices in the scene where Alice meets the White Rabbit for the first time help to emphasize her intense mood swings. One film device seen in the scene is a close-up shot. Okay, so lead in, just like you do with all your other quotes. According to Gossick et al., there is a period after the all, and then you would put a comma because this is a lead-in phrase. Okay, now, if you notice, most of your definitions are going to be fragments. So you're going to have to add part to it. So I said, according to Gossick et al., a close-up is a shot that often shows a part of the body feeling. Okay, so what's the difference here? The A in the original is a capital letter A. Okay, you're not going to do that here because it's part of the sentence. So you need to put that A in brackets. Okay, and then you just go and finish out the definition. So after mouth, you put your parentheses, and usually in all your other quotes, you're doing the paragraph number, but if you see, it's easy to find the actual page number. So you're just going to simply put 203, end your parentheses, and a period. Okay, so what this does here is kind of explains to you why we're doing the intro this way. This explains to you about the making this small. And the only reason we're doing this with the brackets here is to show me or anyone reading your paper that you changed the original in a way by making a capital letter a lowercase letter. And don't do paragraph numbers here, do the actual page numbers. All right, and then here's the actual works cited entry. You can just copy and paste this. This is what you will add to your works cited page. So you might want to be keeping up with that. And then, of course, here's the link where you can find any of the film terms that you wanted defined. Okay, and then let's see. Erin asked me a question that I thought was a good one that I did not address earlier with the film review. She asked, do I have to make up a whole new paragraph to put the film device in? No, you don't. What I want you to do, and this is what you'll need practice with as you go into college, is putting a quote in somewhere that it's relevant. Okay, and I tried to give you easy ones like film reviews that talked about it. Remember that you can put it with any in your body paragraphs like I did, or you can put it in your intro or your conclusion. And for some of you, it might fit perfectly in the conclusion because you could talk about how you recommend this film. And you might have like an actual film review critic that believes what you do about the film. Okay, just make sure it's not the last thing I read. I need to read your words. It's the last thing that I read. That's my impression. Okay. All right, that's everything I have. If you have questions, ask it on GroupMe. I'll be glad to answer any questions or clarify anything for you. Remember that the film review is required. The film device definition or defining it in your paper is not. It's just that I noticed a lot of you were defining the term, so I just wanted to make sure you knew the correct way to do it. Also, I'm noticing a lot in your characteristic drafts and benchmarks that you're turning in to me. Y'all are not correcting the assignment. And I saw Wyatt today, and I did notice that when you go to grades, you're going to have to click on the assignment. So whatever third characteristic, second characteristic, you'll need to click on that. You'll see my comments quickly, but you don't see the paper where I show you what I'm talking about. So you have to actually click on the file. That's a blue link, whatever you named it. If you click on that, it'll show up, and then you can kind of scroll down and look to see what I've highlighted and how that corresponds to the comments. But y'all got to change it, or you're going to get counted off. Every time you quote and you don't have a lead in, that's 5 points. If you don't have ending quotations, that's 5 points. If you don't have a citation, that's 5 points. That's 15 points taken off in one sentence. Okay? And if you do that one time, I can guarantee you're going to do it every other time. So I'm looking at maybe 40 points taken off, and you failed a paper that's 30% of your grade. So these things are important. This is a gift that I'm going through these paragraphs. So don't take, just take advantage. Okay, so any other questions, I'll be glad to answer, guys. All right, talk to you later. Bye.